So, Boomer asked me to help him out with this video, and since video games are awesome, here is Boomer's favorite video games of all time, Part 1.
Thanks for that awesome intro, Heavy Metal Geek. Truly appreciate it. Video games. Who doesn't play or hasn't played them? Well, if you haven't, then you should be Control-Alt-Deleted. Just kidding. But in all fairness, video games are a huge staple of culture. From the first Pong consoles all the way now to next gen, video games have made a huge impact on not just me, but almost everyone, and have inspired a generation. Now, I've been flirting with this idea for quite some time, and I've finally decided to bring this to light. I will finally be presenting to you with not a top 10 list, as there are too many video games that I've come to love. So instead, I will be presenting you with my top 40 favorite video games of all time, and this will be broken down into 4 parts. Now, not all games on my list will be agreed upon, and if you don't agree, then I understand. But each one of these games have held a spot for me, and I will never get tired of playing them. Now, sit back, grab your Power Glove, put on your Virtual Boy, and let's get to the countdown. Number 40. Space Invaders. A good old-school, addictive, and classic game. There isn't really a goal to Space Invaders, except to shoot all the alien enemies as they make their way down. It's addicting, fun, and still holds up today. The one frustration is once the aliens get closer to the bottom, but that only adds the fun and intensity higher. To this day, if I see Space Invaders, I will not hesitate to play. Number 39. Pokemon Red. There is a blue version as well, yet I always seem to veer towards the red version, as Charizard is on the cover, and, well, dragons are cool. Upon meeting Professor Oak, whom allows you to choose your starter Pokemon, you travel to different cities and encounter, battle, and attempt to capture Pokemon. Each battle levels up your Pokemon. You also visit gyms and battle Pokemon trainers. It's a simple, yet highly addictive, with its popularity still going strong today. I personally still love the game today, and have kind of a soft spot for the villains Team Rocket, and its influence on us will always live on. Number 38. Crash Bandicoot. Believe it or not, Crash Bandicoot was originally released by Naughty Dog. This was the same studio that brought the highly successful Uncharted series. In Australia's southeast archipelago, the evil Dr. Neo Cortex experiments on animals, evolving them into humanoid creatures. Upon experimenting on 2 bandicoots, Crash and Tawna, who are attached to each other, Dr. Cortex uses his Cortex Vortex to control Crash, and is rejected, allowing him to escape. Crash's sole purpose is to rescue his beloved Tawna and put an end to Dr. Cortex. It's a bonkers platformer, allowing you to jump around on almost everything you can find. Crash's main power-ups are Aku Aku masks. It's insane, and left a lasting impression on gamers, including numerous sequels and updated versions of the game. Still one of the games that I adore, Crash Bandicoot will jump on in my heart forever. Number 37. Alien Isolation. This is what I call survival horror. After a couple of failed attempts at the franchise, Sega were handed the task to another Alien game, and may I say, they delivered and then some. The game introduces Ellen Ripley's daughter Amanda, whom you control. Upon discovering the flight recorder from the Nostromo, the ship Ellen Ripley was on, Amanda is offered the chance to recover it and receive closure for her mother's disappearance. Along the way, Amanda encounters the xenomorphs, as well as homicidal androids. As I mentioned, it's survival horror as you try to get Amanda to safety. As a huge fan of the Alien franchise, when this game was released and I played it, I was instantly in love. A modern release, this game proves how some next-gen games can stick with you. Number 36. Injustice, Gods Among Us. So, in an alternate universe, the Joker tricks the Man of Steel into killing Lois Lane, who is pregnant with his child. This places Superman in a position to kill the Joker and enter into tyranny, killing anyone he sees fit. 5 years go by, and the insurgency discover a parallel universe where none of this happened, and try to undo what has happened. Still with me? All this, and we have ourselves a fighting game from NetherRealm Studios. This game is amazing. It's balls to the wall fighting on par with Mortal Kombat, minus the gore, and I couldn't love it more. Originally released for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, the game's popularity was upgraded to PS4 and Xbox One status. Choosing each DC superhero is a thrill, as they each have different abilities and strengths. The countless times that I have played the game and have yet to tire of it is a sign of how awesome this game is. If you haven't had the chance yet, although Injustice 2 is available, do yourself a favor and play Injustice, Gods Among Us. Number 35. Super Mario Bros. 3. Okay, yes, Super Mario Bros. Started it all, and is still addictive, and Super Mario Bros. 2 is, well, generally a fun game, but the game that stuck with me the most out of the original Nintendo Mario series was the third. After Mushroom World is invaded by Bowser's 7 kids, the Koopalings, they steal the king's magic wand, transforming him into an animal, leading the princess to send Mario and Luigi, well, who needed work, to defeat them and restore balance. The game is highly addictive, and though at times fairly hard, is easy to play. Without a doubt, Super Mario games are some of the most fun you can find. Well, not all of them. Introducing the raccoon and frog suit, and still keeping the fire suit, Mario Bros. 3 was so successful that it had its own television series. To this day, I still find myself playing it, and when I do, the time flies by. Number 34. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time. I never actually realized just how ridiculous the story for this game is. Krang steals the Statue of Liberty, then Shredder broadcasts on TV taunting the Turtles. So this causes the 4 pizza-loving brothers to take action and retrieve the statue, only to have Shredder hurl them through time where they must fight their way back home. On paper, good idea. Put to life, cheesy as hell. But when Konami made this into a beat-em-up, that's where the cheesiness stopped. It's so damn addicting. Yes, most games on this list are, but there's something about Turtles in Time that raises that addiction. I won't lie to you and say that this isn't a difficult game to beat, but when you are 2 or more players, it makes the game that much more fun. Whether on arcade or on the Super NES, the game does not fail to deliver. Many TMNT games have come and gone, yet have failed to capture the greatness that this game is. If you are a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan and are looking for an amazing video game that has everything you want in it, and have never played this game before, do yourself a favor, go back in time and play this one. Number 33. Devil May Cry. I'm going to go on record right now and say this. I fucking love Capcom. The first of a few Capcom games on my list, Devil May Cry, came after the success of Capcom's Resident Evil games. Revolving around Demon Hunter and main character Dante, this game focuses on his lust to kill demons in revenge of those who killed his mother and brother. Aided by a mysterious female by the name of Trish, Dante is brought to an immense castle to take on the demon known as Mundus, whom he is advised killed his mother and brother. Dante must make his way through each layer of this castle in a hack and slash fashion to reach and kill Mundus. Most hack and slash games are mindless button mashers, yet the story for Devil May Cry makes up for the mindlessness. Steering Dante through the castle and fighting off the demons is just so fun to do. It's dark, brooding, and in my opinion, is a better offering than Resident Evil. With the success of the brand new game, it's great to see Devil May Cry and Capcom back at the top where they should be. Number 32. Overwatch! Cool characters? Check. Badass gunfighting? Double check. Amazing open world features? Triple check. Sexy women galore? Infinite check. Set in the near and distant future, after AIs, known as Omnics, start to attack humankind, the government puts together an international task force named, you guessed it, Overwatch. When two veteran soldiers who are in charge of Overwatch start fighting like catty little teen girls, they separate, leaving only one as the leader, and the other forming his own team known as the Blackwatch. After a bombing kills these two leaders, the Petrus Act is passed, forbidding the Overwatch to proceed. Due to this, corrupt corporations rise, and more Omnics start appearing, leading to the reformation of the Overwatch, led by Gorilla Grodd's less intelligent sibling, Winston. Set this insane backstory to arena shooting, and the company whose slogan should be, "Give us all your money," Blizzard, cooked up one of the most amazing and compelling first-person shooters of all time, spawning leagues of people today who play Overwatch as a sport. It isn't hard to understand its popularity. It has everything you could want, and yes, that includes the female characters. The game has generated a massive following, giving it countless merchandise, collectibles, and even some questionable parodies. I love this game so much, and I only see its popularity rising as years go by. And I think this will go down in history as one of the all-time, if not greatest, FPS games of all time. Number 31. Mega Man 2. What did I say about Capcom earlier? This is another offering from the company, and albeit the first game was incredible, but the second one was the one that always stuck with me. When Dr. Wily returns to create his own robot masters, a new fortress, and henchmen of his own, Dr. Light sends out the blue cannon-armed robot boy to defeat him. It's one of the greatest side-scrolling games to come to existence, and quite possibly, agree to disagree, the best video game for the original Nintendo. At the end of the video game, Dr. Wily begs Mega Man for mercy, and he shows him compassion and lets him go. Yes, of course, Mega Man will encounter him again, but this proves that you can not only have an all-out, side-scrolling adventure that kids and everyone will love, but that you can have that epicness and still have a hero that doesn't require killing his enemy. The game was so beloved, it's the main reason for the remaining Mega Man franchise. Hell, Sega Genesis wanted a piece of the action that they ported Mega Man to, yet over there it was better known as the Wily Wars. Mega Man 2's legacy lives on and is considered one of the greatest video games of all time, and that's with reason. He's still getting games to this day, and he's even part of the highly successful Super Smash Bros. Games. One of the original 8-bit era console games, Mega Man 2 is without a doubt one of my favorite video games of all time. So this is just part 1. But stick around, I'll be back next month with the next part. Throwing it back to you, Heavy Metal Geek.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that list. Now to be sure to share, comment, like, and subscribe. But, you know what? Come check out my channel, The Heavy Metal Geek. The link for my channel will be in the description below. And as always, it's cool if it's nerd cool.
Hi, this is Boomer the Pop. Like what you saw? Well, go ahead and watch the next video. You could always watch the video before that too. If you're new to the channel, well, welcome. And if you're not, then go ahead and subscribe. See you next time.